Listen to the following conversation and be prepared to answer questions at the end. Good luck.
John, did you read the article in the Japan Times this week about the drop in Japan's population?
No. What did they say? I had heard that the population was dropping and would fall to only 95 million from the current 127 million by 2050.
Yes, I'd heard the same thing. It seems that the population fell by 183,000, and this was the second consecutive year of decline. What was interesting to me was that there are almost 2 million more women than men in Japan.
No, that's interesting. I wonder what is causing such a large difference. I doubt that the article went into detail about the reasons for that discrepancy.
You're right. They offered no explanation at all. But the other interesting thing was how much the number of people 65 and older grew, while the productive segment, ages 15 to 64, shrunk. Older people were plus 806,000, while those 15 to 64 dropped by 171,000. This trend seems to be picking up speed.
Yes, they have been saying that by 2050, when the population drops to 95 million, those aged 65 and older will be over half the population. Currently they account for only about 23%, so that, along with the falling population, are going to be huge factors affecting Japan in the future.
Without a doubt. But you and I, if we are still here, will be among the older group. So we should be very interested in how Japan as a nation takes action in the future to reverse these trends.
It will be hard to reverse, but maybe they could slow it down by raising the retirement age and easing the immigration policy. Such a change could quickly reverse the trend, but requires a lot of good planning.
Listen to the following questions and answer choices. Choose the most appropriate answer choice and write it down. Then check www.smithweb.co.jp/soapbox or the TOEIC link on the main page for the correct answers. Good luck.
Question 1. What was the topic of the article that Al mentioned to John? A. The increasing population of Japan. B. The declining population of Japan. C. The increase in the number of foreigners living in Japan. D. The decline in the number of people aged 65 and older in Japan.
Question 2. What did John say about Japan's future population? A. He said that he'd heard that it would rise to 127 million by 2050. B. He said that he'd heard that 95 million people would be over 65. C. He said that he'd heard that women are outnumbering men by about 2 million. D. He mentioned that he'd heard that it would fall to 95 million by 2050.
Question 3. What did Al say was interesting? A. He said he thought it was interesting that the population was dropping. B. He said he was interested to see if the population of men was dropping because of immigration. C. He said it was interesting that women outnumbered men by almost 2 million. D. He said it was interesting that foreigners were leaving Japan since the Lehman collapse.
Question 4. How did John suggest the government might reverse the trend? A. He suggested that people aged 65 and older could be asked to move overseas. B. He suggested that the government might consider raising the retirement age and easing immigration restrictions. C. He suggested that more foreign men be urged to immigrate to Japan to close the gap with women. D. He suggested that Japan should consider paying money to couples to have at least 3 children.
If you've been thinking about whether you should start to study English and actually acquire the ability to use it for real purpose, don't put it off any longer. Give us a call at 0120-222-248 and schedule a trial lesson at a Smith School of English near you. The time to start is now.